Scorpio, look into my eyes now and listen to me with all the attention you can muster. There is an immense force pulsing within you right now, a force you have ignored, minimized, even denied. While you spend your days thinking you are fragile, that you can't take it anymore, that you have reached your limit, there is a primal, wild energy coursing through your veins that is capable of moving mountains. You are stronger than you think, infinitely stronger. And the time has come for you to stop pretending you aren't. For years, you've learned to hide this strength. You've learned that showing your true intensity scares people, that revealing the depth of your capacity to feel, to transform, to rise from your own ashes makes others feel inadequate. So you've developed the habit of diminishing yourself, of pretending you're ordinary, normal, harmless. But beneath this mask of normality you wear lies a magnificent and powerful creature that has never been tamed. Today, you'll discover exactly how much you've been underestimating your own capacity for survival, transformation, and the creation of miracles in your life. I'll show you how to recognize the signs of this force that's always at work within you, even when you don't realize it. And most importantly, I'll teach you how to stop being afraid of your own power and start using it consciously to create the extraordinary life you always knew you deserved, but never had the courage to pursue. Scorpio, you have a complicated relationship with your own strength, don't you? While you know you're resilient, that you can get through things that would destroy others, you also live with a constant feeling that you're on edge, that one more thing could break you completely. This contradiction isn't accidental. It's the result of years of being conditioned to believe that intensity is a problem, that emotional depth is a flaw, that constant transformation is instability. But let me tell you something that will change your perspective forever. Your ability to feel everything with an intensity that cuts to the bone is not a weakness. It's your greatest strength. Your ability to see through the lies and masks others wear is not paranoia. It's heightened perception. Your need to transform, to reject superficiality, to always go deeper, is not a problem. It's evolution in action. You were born with an emotional system that operates at frequencies most people can't even access. While others experience pastels, you experience intense primary colors. While others live on the surface of events, you dive straight into the core of the human experience. And this gives you access to a form of power few can comprehend, let alone develop. This strength you carry isn't just about surviving trauma or overcoming hardship. It's about your supernatural ability to transform poison into medicine, to take the most destructive experiences of your life and alchemize them into wisdom, compassion, and genuine power. You are a powerhouse of transformation, constantly converting pain into growth, chaos into order, death into rebirth. Throughout your life, you've probably experienced moments where you thought you couldn't go on, moments where the pain was so intense that you literally didn't know how to take the next step. And you always did. You always found a way not only to survive, but to come out the other side transformed, wiser, stronger. But you treat these victories as if they were normal, as if anyone could do the same. They couldn't. Your capacity for rebirth is almost mythical. You have this unique ability to let old versions of yourself die completely, to make way for new, more evolved versions. While others cling desperately to identities that no longer serve them, you can shed entire layers of your personality when you realize they're limiting your growth. This isn't instability, this is conscious evolution. But here's the problem. You've been using this strength mostly reactively, waiting for life to push you to a breaking point so you can activate your transformative power, as if you needed a crisis to access your own magnificence. And this keeps you constantly feeling like you're living on a razor's edge, always on the verge of breaking, when in reality, you're practically indestructible. Now I need to pause this revelation to have an intimate conversation with you, because I know that as I talk about your strength, there's a part of you that's resisting, that's thinking, but I don't feel strong, I feel exhausted, I feel like I'm going to break at any moment. And that's exactly why I need you to stop right now and answer me something with complete honesty. In the comments below, I want you to write exactly this. I am stronger than I think, and I deserve to recognize my own power. But before you write, I want you to think of a specific situation in your life where you survived something that at the time seemed impossible to overcome. A situation where you thought you would break, but didn't. Where you thought you couldn't go on, but did. Where you came out the other side different, transformed, stronger. This situation exists. I know it exists because I know the Scorpio nature. And when you remember it, when you feel that feeling of, how did I get through this? Again, I want you to write in the comments, I am stronger than I think and I deserve to recognize my own power. Because when you write this, you won't just be affirming it to yourself. You'll be creating a wave of recognition that will inspire other Scorpios going through their own dark moments to remember their own strength. Your participation here isn't just about you. It's about creating a chain of recognition of Scorpio's power that could literally save the life of someone reading this who thinks they can't overcome what they're facing. So please, don't underestimate the power of sharing your strength. Right? I am stronger than I think, and I deserve to recognize my own power. Now, continuing our conversation about your hidden strength, I need you to understand something fundamental about how this energy operates within you. Your strength isn't the kind you flaunt or boast about. It's a quiet, profound, and transformative force. It's like a dormant volcano. It may look like an ordinary mountain, but beneath it lies a force capable of changing the entire geography of a region. This energy manifests in ways you may never have recognized as power. Your ability to see through the lies others tell themselves. Your ability to remain loyal even when betrayed. Your emotional resilience that allows you to function even while carrying pain that would paralyze others. Your intuition that warns you of dangerous people and situations before your rational mind processes the signals. You also have a unique form of healing that few other signs possess. When you consciously decide to heal from an emotional wound, the process isn't gradual, like it is for others. It's a total, complete transformation where you literally kill the version of yourself that carried that pain and are reborn without it. It's like energetic surgery you perform on yourself, completely removing infected parts of your psyche. But perhaps the most powerful manifestation of your strength is your capacity for emotional alchemy. You can take experiences that should destroy you and transform them into a source of power. Betrayals become wisdom about human nature. Losses become the ability to value what truly matters. Traumas become deep compassion for others in pain. You are literally a machine for turning lead into gold. The problem is that you do this so naturally that you don't even realize how extraordinary it is. For you, it's just life. And you don't see that you're constantly performing miracles of personal transformation. You don't recognize that your ability to metabolize intense experiences and emerge from them renewed is a superpower few possess. Scorpio, there's a reason you've always felt different from others, that you operated on a different frequency. It's because you do. Your soul chose a more intense, more challenging, more transformative incarnation. You didn't come for an easy life. You came for a powerful life. And power always comes with responsibility and intensity. You have been trained by life itself to handle levels of emotional intensity that would break normal people. Each crisis you have overcome has increased your ability to wield powerful forces. Each transformation you have undergone has expanded your ability for conscious rebirth. Each time you have survived what seemed impossible, you have developed more emotional and spiritual muscle. Now is the time to stop using this power solely for survival and start using it for conscious creation. Instead of waiting for life to force you to transform through crises, you can choose to transform proactively. Instead of using your power solely to heal wounds, you can use it to manifest extraordinary realities. Your natural intensity, when consciously directed, becomes an unparalleled tool for manifestation. When you truly want something, when you align your Scorpio will with a clear goal, you become a force of nature. Obstacles that seem insurmountable to others dissolve in the face of your focused determination. You have access to levels of passion, commitment, and laser-like focus that other signs simply can't achieve. When you decide something will happen, you mobilize internal and external forces in an almost magical way. It's as if the universe recognizes the seriousness of your intention and conspires to make it a reality. But to access this level of creative power, you must first recognize and honor the strength you've already demonstrated. You must stop minimizing your past victories and begin to see them for what they truly are, evidence of an extraordinary power operating through you. Every time you survived the impossible, every time you transformed yourself, every time you alchemized pain into wisdom, you demonstrated a strength far beyond the ordinary human. There is a version of you that isn't afraid of its own intensity, a version that makes no apologies for feeling deeply, for seeing clearly, for constantly transforming. A version that consciously uses its power instead of simply reacting with it when forced by circumstances. This version is waiting to emerge, but it can only do so when you stop denying the magnificence that already exists within you. Your fear of your own strength is understandable. All your life, you've been receiving messages that you were too much, too intense, too deep, too transformative. You learned to hide, to diminish yourself, to pretend you were more palatable than you really are. But this disguise not only hides your strength from others, it hides it from yourself. When you deny your own intensity, when you pretend you're weaker than you are, you disconnect from your source of power. It's like trying to drive a sports car in first gear all the time. You still move, but you waste all the potential that lies beneath the hood. And then you're frustrated because your life doesn't take off the way it should. The truth is, you're afraid of what you could achieve if you truly allowed yourself to be powerful. You're afraid that if you let your strength fully manifest, you'll become someone who can no longer relate to ordinary people. You're afraid that your intensity will push away those you love. But what you don't realize is that when you hide, you only attract people who are comfortable with diminished versions of you, and then you live frustrated because no one truly sees or understands you. Scorpio, the time has come for you to make peace with your own magnificence. To accept that you were born to live an extraordinary life, not a safe and predictable one. To recognize that your intensity is a gift, not a curse. That your capacity for transformation is a superpower, not an instability. When you stop resisting your nature and begin to embrace it fully, incredible things begin to happen. You attract people who operate on the same frequency of depth and authenticity. Opportunities that require exactly your kind of intensity and transformation appear in your life. Situations where you can use your unique gifts to make a real impact in the world manifest. You weren't made for a lukewarm life, for superficial relationships, for work that doesn't engage your soul. You were made for experiences that transform you and to transform experiences, for connections that touch the core of your being, to create real, profound, and lasting change in the world around you. The power you carry isn't just yours. It's an archetypal, mythical force that flows through you but belongs to the universe. You are a channel for energies of transformation and rebirth that are essential to human evolution. When you deny this power, you're not just limiting yourself, you're depriving the world of something it desperately needs. Over the next few days, pay attention to how you feel when you stop hiding and start operating from your natural intensity. Notice how people respond when you stop diminishing yourself. Notice how opportunities and synchronicities begin to appear when you stop pretending to be ordinary and start honoring your extraordinary nature. And most importantly, start telling a different story about yourself. Instead of, "I always go through difficult things," say, "I have an extraordinary ability to transform challenges into growth." Instead of, "I'm very intense," say, I have access to depths that allow me to create real change. Instead of, I don't know if I can make it, say, I always find a way to not only survive, but thrive. Your strength isn't something you need to develop. It's something you need to recognize, honor, and consciously direct. It's already there, already operating, and has carried you through impossibilities throughout your life. Now it's time to stop treating it as if it were normal and start using it as the extraordinary tool of creation and transformation that it truly is. Scorpio, you are stronger than you think because your strength operates in dimensions you've never learned to measure. It operates in your capacity for love even after being hurt, in your ability to trust even after being betrayed, in your courage to open up even knowing you might be hurt again, in your willingness to transform even when it means letting familiar versions of yourself die. This strength doesn't manifest as invulnerability. It manifests as a supernatural ability to heal, to reinvent yourself, to be reborn whenever necessary. You're not strong because you don't feel pain. You're strong because you feel all the pain and still choose to continue growing, loving, and transforming. And when you finally accept this truth about yourself, when you stop hiding and start shining with your full intensity, you'll discover that you can not only create the extraordinary life you've always dreamed of, you can become a source of inspiration and transformation for everyone around you. Because when a Scorpio consciously chooses to use their power, they don't just change their own life, they change the world. If this message touched something deep within you, if you recognized your own strength reflected in these words, don't keep this discovery to yourself. Share your empowerment affirmation in the comments. I am stronger than I think, and I deserve to recognize my own power. And if you'd like, tell other Scorpios about the experience that most demonstrated your capacity for survival and transformation. Subscribe to the channel because this is just the first layer of a revelation that will completely transform how you see and use your Scorpio strength. In the next videos, I'll teach you specific techniques to consciously direct this energy, to transform proactively rather than reactively, to manifest using your natural intensity as fuel. Turn on notifications because when you're ready to recognize and use your true power, the universe conspires to accelerate your growth. And you'll want to be prepared for the revelations and opportunities that are coming. Remember, Scorpio, you're not fragile masquerading as strong. You're powerful trying to hide. And it's time to stop pretending you're less than you are and start being the force of nature you've always been. The world is waiting for your transformation, and you're stronger than you think to make it happen.